Good evening, sir.
सदा शिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः Om Tat Sat, Om Namah Shivaya. So we are now on the next topic, which will be topic number 58. And in the last topic, we had talked about the fact that the Mahabhuta, the Tamoguna Pradhanam in the case of creation. So we are going to continue with that topic. So we will read topic number 58. तेषु जाड्यादिक्य दर्शनात् तम प्रधान्यं तत्कारणस्य तदानीं सत्त्वरजस्तमसांसि कारणगुणाः प्रक्रमेण तेषु आकाशादिषु उत्पद्यन्ते Okay, so we said that the creation is born from tamoguna pradhana maya. So for example, if Prithvi, the earth, is born from tama pradhana maya, then there could be some doubt about, since the maya is tama pradhanam, does Prithvi have any of the other two gunas at all? Does it have any rajas and tattva, or are they totally absent? So he says no, these two are also present, but in predominance, this particular aspect of maya which causes the jada creation, that is got tamoguna pradhanam. That is why the creation is jada. So every piece of matter, every piece of prakriti which is in creation, remember, has got all the three gunas. Even Easwara has rajas and tamas in addition to sattva. But since Easwara requires sattva to plan, for the purpose of planning the whole creation, for the purpose of visualizing the whole creation, he requires sattva guna. Therefore, Easwara in his role as the creator is sattva guna pradhanam, predominantly sattva guna. Now the question is, okay, how then are we saying that this maya which creates Prithvi is tamoguna pradhanam? Where is the pramanam? Because we go by pramanam alone, the proof alone. Where is the pramanam that maya which creates Prithvi is tamoguna pradhanam? So that is answered here in this by Sudananda. He says Teshu. Teshu is what? Those 5 gross elements. So Teshu means Panchabhuteshu. Those 5 gross elements. Darshanat. What do you see in those 5? Teshu darshanat. What do you see in those 5 Panchamahabhutas? Jadya adhikyam. You can understand? Jada adhikyam. What does it mean?
More of them. Jada.
So jada is tamas. Jada is inertness. Adhikyam means excess of or more of. And therefore, jadya adhikya darshanat means we see that this prakriti, all the elements which are created, the Panchabhutas, we see that they are naturally inert in nature. Teshu, those Panchabhutas are jadya adhikyam darshanat. We see that they are predominantly inert in nature. And what is the pramanam? Pratyaksha pramanam, because you can see any piece of matter, you see the mountains, you see the river, you see anything you see, stones you see, they are all inert only. So Jadya Adhikyam, they are predominantly tamas. Adhikyam is predominant. So it doesn't mean that a stone doesn't have rajas and tamas. It has, but since the Sukshma Shariram is not there, there is no question of manifesting life. And he says, there tat karanasya, therefore, because of the fact that the Panchabhutas are seen to be predominant in Tamoguna, tat karanasya tama pradhanyam. Tat karanam means what? The karanam for the Panchamahabhuta. Tat here refers to Panchamahabhutas. Tat karanam means the cause for the Panchamahabhutas, which is what? Which is Maya only. What must be? Tama pradhanyam. So, very important line over here. Teshu Jadya Adhikya Darshanat, because we see that the Panchabhutas are predominantly Jada, inert in nature. And what is the Pramanam? Pratyaksha Pramanam, because you can actually observe them. Then, Tat Karanasya Tama Pradhanyam. The Karanam for the Panchabhuta must also be Tama Pradhanam. So, that is also one of the Pramanams. What is this Pramanam called? When you are inferring that because the Panchamahabhuta is inert, the Karanam must also be inert. What is it called?
Anumanam.
A good question. Anybody has a different opinion?
Karana gunata karya anuvartanti.
No. What is a pramanam? But it is not anumanam. You know why it's not anumanam? What is the main, defining nature of inference? Anumana pramanam. It is that you must have earlier seen the connection. For example, when you say that I am seeing smoke in the mountain and therefore I infer that there is a fire. Okay. So what is the earlier connection? That you must have seen that wherever there is fire, there is smoke. There is pratyaksham over there. Your anumanam is always dependent upon pratyaksham. And here, where have you seen in pratyaksham that there is Panchabhuta is tama, therefore there is the Maya is tama pradhanam? You have not seen. Maya is not available for you to see. So that particular inference by which you are saying Anumana Pramanam, that is not correct. Anumana Pramanam is not the Pramanam for this. What is the Pramanam? What are the various 6 Pramanams? To recollect all our
Pratyaksha, Anumana,
Pratyaksha Anumanam, Anupalabdhi,
Anupalabdhi,
Arthapatti.
Arthapatti,
and
Shabda Pramanam.
Shabda Pramanam. Okay. Now, which of this is applicable here?
Shabda.
Of course not. How can Shabda?
Pratyaksha, because it's gross.
No. What is gross? You
haven't
are able to see that the product is gross. You are able to see Panchamahabhutan is gross. From that you are inferring, you are making inference, conclusion that the creator is the cause is also gross.
Arthapatti.
Why? Arthapatti is the right answer. Why?
Because the earth from there is derived by the.
No. Arthapatti is basically translated as postulation. Okay.
Because we know that the products conserve the properties of the cows. So if the products are majority tamas inert, so by postulation we can say that the cows should also be tamas predominant.
That is the postulation. That since the product is predominantly tamas, the cause also has to be predominantly tamas. The very famous example of Arthapatti is what, there is a friend you have. And of course, in the Shastric example, the friend's name is Devadatta. Okay. That friend Devadatta is a fat person. Very fat guy. and he is with you 20, and he is with you whole day, he is with you, right? But he's got this vow, I don't eat during, I will never eat. So you have never seen him eating. So day in and day out, month after month, year after year, he is with you, but you never see him eating, and yet he continues to remain fat. What is the arthapati over here? What is the postulation?
He eats at night.
He eats at night. See, there is no pratyaksham here. You have not seen him eating. But you know that since he is fat, he must be eating. That's a postulation. So why this is actually only in a subsidiary over here. This is not the main reason. But why I'm saying is you must be very clear about what the pramanam is. It is not anumana pramanam. It is arthapatti pramanam. Okay, fine. So he says because the panchamahabhutani is tama pradhanam, we are getting tat karanam, the maya also as tama pradhanam. Then Tadanim. Tadanim means Srishti Kale. During Srishti, what happens? Sattva, Rajas, Tamasamsi. That is to say, during that Srishti Kale, all the Panchabhutas which have these three, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, they are born but with Tamas predominance. Utpadyante. So Tadanim, Sattva, Rajas, Tamamsi, Utpadyante. Tadanim is during the period of creation, all the Panchabhutas having all these three gunas, but predominantly tamas oriented, utpadyante, they are born. And he gives an example. Akashadishu, like Akasha is one of the Panchabhutas. The Adi is the rest of the four. So every one of these Panchabhutas are Triguna Atmakam. They have three gunas, but they are tamah pradhanyam. That is the explanation here. And so that is the arthapatti. Now he gives tarka, that is to say the logic. So we said earlier, I told you in the last class that there is a law, karana gunaha karye anuvartante. That is the nature of the gunas present in the karanam, in the cause, will be inherent in the karyam, the product also. So that is karana gunaha karye anuvartante. This has got a technical name in Vedanta. It is called Karana Guna Prakramena. Karana Guna Prakrama. Prakrama is the law, is a nyaya. Okay. So Karana Guna Prakrama, that is the name of the nyaya, which we spelled out as Karana Gunaha Karye Anuvartante. Okay. Now he doesn't say this, but, and that is why I asked you to revise the Tattva portions. The Panchabhutas, which are born later, like the first one is what? Akasha, right? Then Vayu, and so on. So there is a sequence. They are not born all simultaneously. They are all born in sequence. So the later Panchabhutas have got more attributes, more gunas than the earlier one. Okay? And the Panchamahabhutas, which have got more gunas, are more thula, are more gross. To give an example, Akasha has only one guna. What is that?
Shabda.
Shabda. Right, Shabda guna. Now, this Shabda guna, this attribute which is specific to Akasha, it is called a Vishesha guna, specific guna. Okay. So, Shabda is Vishesha guna of Akasha. That you should remember that Akasha is the only one of the five elements which has got only Vishesha guna. All the others have got Samanya guna and Vishesha guna. So Vishesha guna is what? The one which is the intrinsic attribute. And therefore Akasha has got Vishesha guna of sound, of Shabda. That is why Akasha can be recognized only by one Indriya. Right? Okay. Now Vayu has Shabda guna, but that Shabda guna is not intrinsic to Vayu. It is borrowed from Akasha. Akasha is the lender of Shabda guna to Vayu. Therefore, Vayu has got two gunas, Shabda guna and which guna? And Sparsha guna. So Shabda guna is sound and Sparsha guna is touch. Okay. So the air, that is Vayu, has got the specific attribute of sound as well as touch. Now the Shabda Guna is borrowed from Akasha, therefore it is called Samanya Guna of Vayu. Shabda Guna is Vishesha Guna for Akasha, but for Vayu it is a borrowed Guna and therefore it is called Samanya Gunaha. Why Samanya? Samanya means common. Okay, and Samanya means common to, and therefore this Shabda Guna is common to both Akasha as well as Vayu, therefore it is Samanya Guna. While Sparsha is Vishesha Guna of Vayu. And now since Vayu has two gunas, it can be recognized by two indriyams. What are they?
Shrotra and Tvak.
Shrotra and Tvak. What about Akasha?
Akasha by Shrotra.
By Shrotra alone, right? Akasha can be recognized by the ear indriya alone, while Vayu can be recognized by Shrotra and that by that ear as well as the skin. Okay, and so on. And therefore Agni will have one Vishesha Guna, which is what?
Rupa.
Rupa. And two Samanya Gunas, which is what?
Shabda Sparsha.
Okay. So you get it, right? I'm not going through all the five. This is how it is. And therefore, the more amount of gunas that Pancha Mahabhuta has, the grosser the element is. And we are saying the element is grosser, the more indriyas that can recognize an element, the grosser that element is. See, this is all implicit in Tattvabodha, but we didn't do it in this kind of detail. So that is why I said that this particular text will expand your understanding of Tattvabodha. Once you have done this, Tattvabodha is a breeze. But you should be revising Tattvabodha side by side. Then only it makes sense. Okay. Now we go to topic number 59. We repeat. We read. Etan yeva sukshma bhutani. Tanmatrani apanchikritani chocyante. So etani eva, which is etani eva. Etani means, etani refers to those five pancha mahabhutani. Etani means five pancha mahabhutani eva. These five pancha mahabhutani only, which are what? Born from tamas predominant maya. What is it? Sukshma bhutani cha uchyante. Sukshma bhutani cha uchyante means they are called sukshma bhutani. So he is telling you what it is. So he gives a name. These five panchabhutani, which are born from tamas predominant maya, having those various gunas we talked about in the last sloka, those are called sukshma bhutani, sukshma panchabhutani, subtle elements. And he gives one more name, tanmatrani. They are also called tanmatras. So whenever you hear the term tanmatra in Vedanta, you must know that tanmatra means they are being referred, what is being referred to is sukshma pancha mahabhutani. They are also called tanmatras. And why are they called tanmatras? Tanmatra literally means tat matram, only that, only the elements. And he gives a reason. Why tanmatra? Because he says apanchikritani. It has not undergone panchikritam, right? I am not going into what is panchikritam. I suppose all of you all are aware. What is panchikritam?
The grossification of these.
The grossification process we saw in great detail in Atmabodha as well as in Tattvabodha. So we are not going into it. So apanchikritani, because these five elements are there in pure form. Tat matram means only that. Pure form, not mixed with any other elements. So these are actually, if you look at this verse, it gives three names for subtle elements. What are the three names? Sukshma, Bhutani, Tanmatra, and apanchikrita bhutani. There are 3 different names given for subtle elements. So I hope you are digesting, because these are all things which are very easy actually, but we have done it in great detail in Tattvavada. Now we are seeing different aspects to it. Okay. Topic number 60, we will read. Etebhya sukshma sharirani sthula bhutani cha utpadyante etebhya. So etebhya sukshma bhutebhya. Etebhya is equal to sukshma bhutebhya. From these subtle elements, from these 5 subtle elements, what happens? Sukshma sharirani sthula bhutani cha utpadyante. So sukshma sharirani and sthula sharirani cha utpadyante. From these 5 subtle elements are born the gross bodies and the subtle bodies. Remember, in topic number 59, we talked about tanmatra, only the subtle elements. Now this is a reference to what? To Panchakrita. Okay. Now we look at topic number 61. We will repeat. Sukshma sharirani Saptadasha Avayavani You have to open your mouth. Avayavani. It's not avya. Avayavani. Linga sharirani. So he says sukshma sharirani, and then you look at the last word, linga sharirani. The sukshma bodies, subtle bodies, are also called linga sharirani, are also called the linga bodies. Okay, so the one name he has given. The subtle bodies are also called linga shariram. And why are they called linga shariram? Because the definition of lingam is lingyate nyayate anena iti lingam. Lingate nyayate anena, that by which something else is pointed out, iti lingam, is called a lingam. For example, when you are sitting in the ashram and you hear the horn of a car, that horn is the lingam that there is a car approaching. Or when you are driving in the road, somebody honks. The honk is a lingam, indicator that there is a car approaching. You have not seen the car, but the lingam is the indicator. Okay, and that is why it's called lingam. Now, why is the subtle body called linga shariram? Why is subtle body called the lingam? That has to be explained. The sukshma shariram, subtle body, is inert in nature. Inert, or is it inert or not?
Yes, it's inert.
Why? Because it is born from Panchabhutani, therefore it is inert. But what is the special nature, special quality of subtle body?
It reflects consciousness.
Subtle body is capable of reflecting consciousness. And since subtle body is capable of reflecting consciousness, the subtle body is the lingam for the OC. Why? Because of the RC, we know about the presence of the OC. Therefore, it is linga shariram. Subtle body, because subtle body is associated with RC, we know that there is the OC present. That is why it is called linga shariram. Very important little definition which you must remember. Why is subtle body called linga shariram? Because the subtle body indicates that consciousness is present, that the original consciousness is present somewhere. Okay. Now, then look at the middle two words, saptadasha avayavani. So Saptadasha means 10, 17. Okay, Saptadasha is plus 10, 17. Okay. And Avayavani, Avayavam. Okay, this is not Avyayam. That's why you have difficulty pronouncing, because we are so used to Avyayam. Avyayam is one thing, Avayavam is another thing. Avayavam means parts. Okay. Saptadasha, Avayam means 17 parts it has got. So in that one line, he has explained two things, that this Sukshma Shariram has got 17 parts and it is also called Linga Shariram. Now we look at topic number 62. Avayavastu Jnanendriya Panchakam.
Avayavastu
Jnanendriya
Panchakam.
Buddhi Manasi Karmendriya Panchakam.
Buddhi
Manasi Karmendriya Panchakam.
Vayu Panchakam Cha Iti.
Vayu Panchakam Cha Iti.
Okay, so he says Avayava Astu. That is the breakup. Avayava Astu means the 17 parts are, what are they? Jnanendriya Panchakam, 5 Jnanendriyas. Karmendriya Panchakam, 5 Karmendriyas. Vayu Panchakam, 5 Pranas. And Buddhihi and Manasaha, the intellect and the mind. So these are the 17 parts. Okay. So there is a particular order, if you can see. Jnanendriya, then Karmendriya, Vayu Panchakam, Buddhi Manas. Okay. What is the reason for the order? Jnanendriya Panchakam Buddhihi. That you have to put them together. Jnanendriya Panchakam Buddhi. You see the second word is Jnanendriya Panchakam, and Buddhi Manasi is 2 words. So you take out the Buddhi from the 4th word and make it one sentence, which is Jnanendriya Panchakam Buddhihi. What is that? The 5 Jnanendriyas plus the Buddhi is what? I told you.
Represent the Sattva.
I told you to revise Sattva Bodha.
Jnana Shakti.
Anybody? Come on, guys. Look at the thing. Look at them and tell me. Yes, Joseph.
It's not including manas.
Ahankara.
Without manas.
You are not familiar with Tattva Bodha. That is a problem.
Sir.
Nobody?
The knowledge principle which is common to all.
Jnanendriya
Jnana Shakti.
plus the intellect is the Vijnanamaya Kosha.
The first evolute of that is intellect.
Is Vijnanamaya Kosha. Jnanendriya Panchakam plus Manasa is what Kosha?
Manomaya.
Is Manomaya Kosha. Karmendriya Panchakam plus Vayu Panchakam is what Kosha? Pranamaya Kosha.
Pranamaya.
Anandamaya Kosha is not mentioned here for a very simple reason, which I don't expect you to remember, of course, but we did that when we talked about the micro level ignorance, the Vyashti Ajnanam. We had talked about Anandamaya Kosha, so the author doesn't mention it again over here. Did I not tell you to revise Tattva Bodha? Unless you revise, unless that thing is staring in your face, you won't be able to make the connections. Okay. Right. Topic number 63. Jnanendriyani Shrotratvak Chakshuhu. Jihva Ghanakhyani. Okay. All very short sections this time. Okay. So, Jnanendriyani. Now you have to break that last word into Grana and Akhyani. And take out the Akhyani from there. and bring it forward and say Jnanendriyani Akhyani. Akhyani means are being named. Akhyani means naming. So Jnanendriya Akhyani, the 5 Jnanendriyas are being named here in this line. What are they? Shrotra, Tvak, Chakshu, Jivha, Ghrana. Do I need to translate for you?
No.
No.
Everybody knows Shrotra, Tvak, Chakshu, Jivha, Granam. Now, Sadhananda doesn't go beyond this. He just says this. But in Tattvabodha, we had a section on in which are the fields where the Jnanendriyas work and which are the devatas of the Jnanendriyas. So those you have to borrow from Tattvabodha and add it over here and you will complete your understanding. Okay, that is why I said please revise the devata portion also. I am not going into it. If you are revised, you will be able to connect immediately. Now, topic number 64, we will read Etani Akashadinam
Etani
Satvikamshebhyo Vyastebhya Prithak Prithak Kramena Utpadyanti. So he's telling us how the Jnanendriyas are born. Of course, we all know from Tattvabodha how they are born. Here he just makes a passing reference. Etani, these Jnanendriyas, Utpadyanti, are born. Again, you have to rearrange the line. Okay, Utpadyanti is the end and Etani is the beginning. Etani Utpadyanti. These Jnanendriyas are born. Akash Adinam Vyasthebhya Satvika Amshebhya. Okay. So first, Akasha Adi means Akasha, etc. So let's take Akasha first. Akasha Satvika Amshebhya Vyasthebhya. So Vyastha here means pure, like unmixed. And therefore, these Jnanendriyas are born from Akashadinam Vyasthebhya Satvika Amshebhya. From the pure Satvika Amsha of the 5 Panchabhutas. Pure meaning not mixed with Rajas or Tamas. That is why Vyasthebhya is specifically mentioned. Vyasthebhya Akashadi means from the pure Satvika Amsha of the 5 Panchamahabhutas. What happens? They are born. And how are they born? Simultaneously or in order? Prithak Prithak Kramena. They are born separately in that order. Okay, what is the order? Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Jalam and Prithvi. So from Akasha, Shrotra Indriyam, Vayu, Tvak Indriyam, Agni, Chakshu Indriyam, Jalam, Jalam that is Apaha, Rasana Indriyam and Prithvi is Grana Indriyam. Thus, each Panchabhuta is associated with one Indriyam. What does it mean? Each Indriya, remember we said all the Panchabhutas have got multiple gunas, but they have got only one Vishesha guna. And therefore, when you say each Panchamahabhuta is associated only with one Indriyam, it means each Panchamahabhuta can be recognized only by one Indriyam, which means what? That Indriyam can recognize only the Vishesha guna of that particular Panchabhuta. Okay, so for example, the ear can recognize only sound. And the skin can recognize only touch. The eyes can recognize only form. So only the Vishesha guna can recognize it. All the discussions we did not see in Tattvabodha. The Samanya guna cannot be recognized by the Indriya which is specific to that particular Panchamahabhuta. I hope that's clear. Right? Okay. And therefore, he says, Satvika Amshebhya Vyasthebhya pure, unmixed with rajas or tamas, satvika only. That Vyasthebhya is very important because it indicates that it is the sattva guna of akasha only, not mixed with the sattva guna, not mixed either with rajas or tamas, or also not mixed with sattva guna of the other 4 panchabhutanis. You get? That is what Vyasthebhya means. Purely, there are 2 aspects to it. Purely sattva guna, not mixed with rajas and tamas, and also not mixed with sattva of the other 4 panchamahabhutas. Similarly, in the other elements, we should take it as pure sattva guna of that element only, unmixed with the other 4. Which is why we say that each indriya can recognize only the Vishesha guna associated with that particular element. Therefore, the ears recognize sound associated with Akasha. And why is this pure thing most important over here? Why is that definition which says only that most important? What happens if the Sattva guna is mixed?
In Vedanta, Sattva that Sattva guna mixture, the combination of the Sattva of all these creates the mind, the Antakaran.
Correct. Very good. The Sattva guna is mixed of the 5 elements. What is born is Antakaranam. Right? Tattva bodha. You have to be very clear about Tattva bodha. Okay. Any difficulty so far? It's a very technical subject today, but I am enjoying it. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
Now let us look at the next topic we will read. This is topic number 65. Buddhir nama nischaya atmikaha.
Buddhirnam
Antakarana vrittihi.
Antakarana
So if you look at topic 62, you will see that Sadananda took a particular order. He is following that order. So now he comes to buddhi, intellect. And he says the jnanendriyas are the bahya karanam, the outside cause. The antakaranam is the inner organ. The jnanendriyas are the karanam, and the antakaranam is the jnanendriyas are the bahya karanam, that is to external organs. Jnanendriyas are external organs. Antakaranam is internal organ. Antakaranam literally means internal organ. And when you compare these two, jnanendriyas are also there, but jnanendriyas are focused outwards. So they are bahya karanam. Karanam meaning the organ or the instrument. So jnanendriyas are external instruments. Antakaranam is internal instrument. What is the importance of the antakaranam? All the inputs received from the 5 jnanendriyas are received by the antakaranam and processed. Therefore, it is the processor of the inputs of the jnanendriyas. Antakaranam, remember, can never directly contact the external world. It has necessarily to use the jnanendriyas to contact the external world. That is why it is called inner organ. That is antakaranam, inner organ. To contact the external world, you need external organs, external instruments, bahya karanam, that is jnanendriyas. Okay, the jnanendriyas contact the external world, give their inputs to the antakaranam, and antakaranam has different functions. Okay, and based on these functions, the antakaranam is known by different names. What are they? Buddhi, Manas, Chitta, Ahankara. These 4 different names are based on the 4 functions performed by Antakaran. So he says, Buddhir nama nischaya atmikaha antakarana vrittihi. So nischaya atmika antakarana vrittihi. Antakarana vritti means the thoughts in the antakaranam, which are nischaya atmika, which have the nature of decision making, or analyzing, it is called buddhir nama. It's called buddhi. This is a definition of the buddhi role. When is the antakaranam called buddhi? When antakarana vritti is nishchayatmika. When the thoughts in the antakaranam are in the nature of decision making or analysis. He is describing very clearly. Again, we did not see all this in Tattvabodha. Though we may explain, Tattvabodha doesn't contain these details. Then, topic number 66. Mano nama.
Mano nama.
Sankalpa vikalpa atmika.
Sankalpa
Vikalpa
Antakarana vritti.
Antakarana Vritti.
So, antakarana vritti, those thoughts in the antakaranam, which are in the nature of sankalpa, vikalpa, atmika. Atmika here means the nature of sankalpa, vikalpa. Antakarana vritti, which are in the nature of sankalpa, vikalpa. What are they called? They are called manonama. When that antakaranam is performing the role of sankalpa, vikalpa thoughts, it is called manonama. What are sankalpa, vikalpa? Thoughts which are in the nature of for and against. You are considering some decision, and you are not arrived at a decision. You are saying, should I do this? Should I not do that? So vacillating thoughts, like a pendulum. It goes here, it goes there, it goes here, it goes there. For, against, for, against. This is the preliminary stage to buddhi. You are thinking about this particular activity. You are what you call studying the pros and the cons. Should I do this or should I not do that? That pendulum-like moving thoughts going to one end of the other, this is called sankalpa vikalpa. And when the mind is engaged in that kind of thoughts, that antakaranam is called manaha, manonama. Also remember that these thoughts can include doubts also, and therefore, though not mentioned here, we saw elsewhere that samshaya atmikaha. Where doubts are there, that is also the function of manasa. Antakaranam dealing with doubts is also called manasa. Okay. Now we look at topic number 67. We chant. Anyoreva. Chitta ahankarayoho.
Ahankarayoho.
Antarbhava.
Antarbhava.
So he says, Anyoho eva antarbhavaha. So what did we see earlier? We saw 17 components. 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus buddhi manasaha. And here he says, Anyoho eva antarbhava. Antarbhava means included. Anyoro eva means there are other thought, two of them actually. Anyoho eva. There are other two things which are included. What are they? Chitta ahankaraha. So in Chitta ahankara, we didn't see in the earlier topic. So he says, in addition to those 17 parts, there are also two more parts which are Chittaha and ahankaraha. Chittam is in the buddhi, ahankara is in the mind. We look at topic number 68. Anusandhanatmika.
Anusandhanatmika.
Antakarana vrittihi chittam.
Antakarana Chittam.
Having introduced these two new terms, chittam and chittam and ahankara, he has to define them. So he says that antakarana vritti, which is anusandhana atmikaha. Anusandhana means to break up the word, anusandhana means anu plus sandhanam. Sandhanam means connection. Anu means following. In this case, anusandhanam means connection to a previous event. some previous event in your life, you're connecting it to. So Anusandhana means recollection or memory. Therefore, he says, Antakarna Vritti, which deals with recollection or memory. We call it Smriti also in Sanskrit. That is called Chitta. So when the Antakaranam has having a thought where it is pulling out some memory which you have, then the Antakaranam is doing the role of Chitta. So it can be memory of the immediate past or can be memory of the remote past also or even previous lives. Okay. Now, topic number 69. Abhimana Atmika.
Abhimana
Atmika.
Antakarna Vrittihi Ahankaraha.
Antakarna
So very systematically, topic by topic, word by word, he is giving definitions. So he says, Antakarna Vrittihi, which is in the nature of Abhimana. Abhimana means what? Identification. Identification is what? With the body, mind, sense complex. So, Antakarna Vritti, which is identifying with the body, mind complex, that is called Ahankara. Right? For example, to give an example, when my eyes perceive a glass in front of me, what do I say? I say, I see the glass. What has happened? I have identified with that Chakshu Indriyam, with the eyes. In the Indriyas, the organ called, sense organ called the eyes, I have identified with, because it is actually speaking, it is the eyes which are seeing the glass. But I say, I am seeing the glass. This is Abhimanam, identification. For example, when the legs walk, I say, I walk. Right? Again, identifying with my body, with my legs. So thus this basic mental function is that with which all the functions of the karmendriyas, jnanendriyas, chittam and buddhi and mind and all these, you are identifying with them and you are linking them all to yourself by using the pronoun I. So instead of saying that my tongue is tasting ice cream, you say I taste ice cream. So that identifying thought is called ahankara. See how carefully and systematically he is identifying each and every word, which you don't see elsewhere. That is the beauty of this particular text. Okay, now we go to topic number 70. We will read. Ete punaha akashadigata सात्विकंशेभ्यो मिलितेभ्यः
Satvikaṁ शेभ्यो मिलितेभ्यः
उत्पद्यन्ते
उत्पद्यन्ते.
Okay, so ete punaha. Ete refers to antakaranam. The previous topic was antakaranam, so ete means that. This antakaranam akashadi gata satvika amshebhyo militebhyo utpadyante. You can understand? This antakaranam is born from the mixture of the sattva gunas of the 5 elements like akashadi. So jnanendriyas are also born from sattva guna of 5 elements. What is the difference? That difference is given here by the word militebhyaha. The antakarana is born of the mixture of the sattva guna of the 5 elements, while jnanendriyas are born from the pure unmixed sattva guna of each individual element. That's what is indicated by militebhyaha. So then the question can arise. Why should the mind, why should the antakaranam have to have the mixture of sattva of all 5 elements? Can you answer that question?
Because if it doesn't
It
have the
has to
mixture, it cannot process the information.
Very good. It has to recognize the inputs from each of the 5 sense organs. Therefore, all the sattva gunas should be there. Okay. Now, topic number 71. Etesham prakasha atmakatvat
Prakasha
Akasha Atmakatvat
satvikamsha karyatvam.
Atvikamsha Karyatvam.
So, why do we say that Antakaranam is born from Sattva-guna only? Why? Because all the functions of the Antakaranam are in the field of Jnanam, are in the field of knowledge. So he says, Etesham Prakasha Atmakatvat. Because the functions of Etesham, of the Antakaranam, Prakasha Atmakatvat. Prakasha higher means light or knowledge. Therefore, the four functions of the Antakaranam are in the field of knowledge, and therefore Sattvika Amsha Karyatvam. It is a product of the Sattvika portions of Panchamahabhutani. This is the logic. That since it is the Sattva Amsha, Sattva Guna, which is able to be connected to knowledge, and Antakaranam is in the nature of knowledge, and therefore all the five functions are in the nature of knowledge only. Therefore, the Antakaranam is a product of the Sattvika Amsha Panchamahabhutani. This is a logical statement. Why is it that Antakaranam is born from Sattva Guna? Why do we say? Okay. Then, topic number 72. Iyam buddhira jnanendriyaihi Sahita Vijnanamaya Kosho Bhavati. So, Iyam buddhir buddhihi jnanendriyaihi sahita. So this buddhi taken along with the jnanendriyas, Vijnanamaya Kosha Bhavati is called the Vijnanamaya Kosha. Okay. Each of what we saw earlier, he is not defining specifically. He is saying that when you take the buddhi along with the jnanendriyas, sahita means jnanendriyas, it is called Vijnanamaya Kosha, which represents Jnana Shakti. What does Manomaya Kosha represent? Ichha Shakti. And Pranamaya Kosha is Kriya Shakti. Okay. Then we look at topic number 73. Ayam Kartritva Bhoktritva Sukhitva Dukkhitva Adi Abhimanatvena Ihaloka Paralokagami Vyavahariko Jiva Ityuchyate. So remember, we are in Srishti, in creation. So it's Ayam. So if you have been following so far, you will know that this Ayam will refer to the Vijnanamaya Kosha. Okay. Not just the RM part of it, but the RC, the Vijnanamaya Kosha, which is live, sentient with the RC. Therefore, Ayam, this Vijnanamaya Kosha, and then look at the last three lines. Vyavaharika Jiva Uchyate. This Vijnanamaya Kosha, this RC, is called the Vyavaharika Jiva. So if you wanted to know where it is said that Jiva is RC, this is the Pramana. The RC is the Jiva in Vyavaharika, in this transactional world. Okay. And what kind of Jiva is he? He says Kartritva. He has concluded Kartritva, that is, he is a Karta. Bhoktritva, that is a Bhokta. Sukhitva, that is sukhi, happy. Dukkhitva, that is unhappy. And Adi. Adi represents things like, jealousy and anger, all those things. Abhimanatvena. So this Abhimanatvena is important because I am Jivaha Abhimanatvena. This Jiva, this Vijnanamaya Kosha, Abhimanatvena, which who was identified with these thoughts. I am Karta, I am Bhokta, I am happy, I am unhappy. Okay. He is called what? Ihaloka Paraloka Gami. Because of the identification, he thinks he's a Gami. So Gami is a traveler. He thinks he's a traveler. Where does he go to? Ihaloka and Paraloka. He goes here and there in this world, and he goes to the next world also. So he accumulates punyam and papam in this world, and he accumulates, and then he travels to the next world. So from one loka to another loka and back. And such a person, Vyavaharika Jiva Uchyate, is called Vyavaharika Jivaha. And we'll take the last topic for the day, topic number 74. Manasastu Jnanendriyahi.
Manasastu
Sahitam Sat Manomaya Kosho Bhavati.
Sahitam Satnomaya Kosho Bhavati.
Okay. So, Manomaya Koshaha Sahitam Sat. So, the mind and the Jnanendriyas, Manastu Jnanendriyahi Sahitam. The mind and the Jnanendriyas taken together, Sahitam, is called Manomaya Koshaha. Sahitam Sat. Sahitam Sat here means being connected to. So the Manomaya Kosha and the Jnanendriyas are connected. Mind is connected to the Jnanendriyas, and therefore that particular role when the mind plays, it is called the Manomaya Kosha. That particular collection is called Manomaya Kosha. Why should the Manomaya Kosha be connected to Jnanendriyas? If you ask, what is the answer? Why should the Manomaya Kosha have Jnanendriyas in it?
Because Chitta is
No.
It is the vritti from the mana which goes out and perceives the external object through the sense organs.
What is the Shakti of the Manomaya Kosha?
Ichha Shakti.
Ichha Shakti. So he has to decide whether it's good or bad, or he's vacillating.
No. Deciding whether something is good or bad is not the function of the Manomaya Kosha.
No, that's Vijnanamaya.
That is Vijnanamaya Kosha. But Manomaya Kosha will desire. And if you, Ichha means, desire. Okay, Ichha Shakti is the capacity to desire. And therefore the Manomaya Kosha is the Kosha which desires things. Like if I see ice cream, then I desire ice cream. But to desire ice cream, I must have knowledge of ice cream, no? And knowledge comes through Jnanendriyas. And therefore, Manomaya Kosha has necessarily to be connected to Jnanendriyas, because to desire an object, I must know about the existence of the object. Unless I see the ice cream, how can I desire the ice cream? Therefore, the eyes should be there. Eyes is Jnanendriya. And therefore, Manomaya Kosha has to be connected to Jnanendriyas also. So with this, we'll stop for the day in case any questions are there.
Acharya?
Yeah.
I have one question, and is when he mentions 17 parts of the Sukshma Shariram,
Yes.
why did he left for later the Buddhi and the Manas?
Because there are commentators who include this Buddhi and Ankara and Chittam, they included as part of the 17. So you will see various texts. Some texts will say 17 parts, some will say 19 parts.
Okay. And one more question. When we mentioned the Anusandhana,
Yeah.
you mentioned the Sandhana means connection. What was the meaning of Anu?
Anu really means to follow. So in this case, if you are following something, it must have been there previously. And therefore, Anusandhana means connecting to a previous memory. A previous thought, which means memory. Connecting to a memory, recalling a memory.
Thank you so much.
Acharya ji, I have a question.
Yes, Pinku.
We have spoken that the tamas predominant aspect of Maya creates the world of matter.
Yeah.
Easwara is the sattva predominant aspect.
Correct.
Where does the rajas predominant aspect?
Jiva. Jiva is the rajas predominant. So you have Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara.
Okay, thank you.
Ravi ji.
Amnatraji.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi.
This model is a little different from the one that we present in the TTC, where we have like a sequential order of.
Yes, Sadananda has given his own order in accordance with the koshas, I think, basically.
Because normally we associate the Jnana Indriyas with the Manomaya Kosha, and then following that comes the Jnanamaya Kosha without the Jnana Indriyas specifically.
No, TTC we say the Jnanamaya and Manomaya have both combined, Jnanendriyas as well as the mind part of it, is it not?
No, we say Manomaya Kosha is Jnana Indriyas and Manas and Chitta, and then the Vijnanamaya Kosha becomes the Buddhi and Ahankara.
Okay, slightly different. Yes, slightly different. Yeah. The different commentators, even this is slightly different from Tattvabodha, but different commentators present differently.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Thank you for your patience. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnam Eva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Om Tat Sat Om Namah Shivaya. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you, sir.
Om.
Thank you, Acharya.